What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me this morning while I get my 10,000 steps in. Thank you guys for riding along with me. The road to 5,000 continues. Slow motion, but motion nonetheless. And let's go ahead and get right into the topic, man. They coming for Jay-Z now. I don't know how this one's gonna play out, though. This one, Jay-Z's he's not being quiet. He kind of did the opposite of what a lot of others did, and that's why I think this is gonna play out a bit differently. So, for those of you that have been under a rock, Jay-Z has been accused of, I'll just say, assault, along with Diddy. So, a 13-year-old back in 2000 allegedly was assaulted by him and Diddy at some after party, and Jay-Z wasted no time jumping out, denying it, saying you're not getting a dime from me, and Jay-Z's got his legal team on it. He wants the accuser to be revealed because he doesn't believe it's right that they get to publicly drag his name through the mud while they stay hidden. I get that. And also, you have the right to confront your accusers. That whole staying, secret, I don't know about that, man. Especially when you have somebody like him that's very high profile and allegations can harm their career. Now, I'm not convinced of this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not convinced of this. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. It's not possible for it to happen. I'm just saying that at this time, I'm not convinced, and I don't think any of you should be convinced at this time either. We got to get out of this whole mindset of the second somebody is accused of something, particularly men, the second that men are accused of something, that we just automatically are like, they did it. If the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing didn't teach you that women will be dishonest, I'm not saying this woman is being dishonest. I don't know. I was not there. I'm just saying that too many men have had their names dragged through the mud unjustly over a woman lying, a woman trying to extort them, a woman that's angry at them and trying to just ruin their life, just many things. And they don't have to ever provide any type of evidence. They could just say, he did this to me, and the news runs with it, the shade room runs with it. All YouTubers are making all types of opinion pieces like, I knew it all along, and it just be confirmation bias. These are people that usually don't like a person already, and this accusation coming out, it's just confirmation bias. It's something that they want. It's something that they want to be true, something that they want to believe, and they don't really care about facts or anything like that. But we have to start waiting on facts. No information has come out confirming anything that she's saying. And Jay-Z right now is basically saying this is an extortion scheme and he ain't with it. That's where we at. So I'm not going to do like a lot of these other creators and jump on here saying, I knew it, Jay-Z ain't this, ain't that. Nope, not at all. Jay-Z is a man being accused of something, and it's her word against his. She alleges that he did it. He says it never happened. Somebody's word shouldn't be taken over another without no proof whatsoever. We just gonna say, yeah, he did it. I knew all along. I mean, yeah, I get it. He's kept some pretty shady company. We all know that he's been in league with Diddy, and we know that Diddy has done some stuff, and we got a lot of proof with Diddy. But proof of Diddy doing something is not proof of Jay-Z doing something. So until I start to see some actual evidence that Hove has done any of this stuff, I'm not really buying it, you know. Plus, I don't ever understand the waiting 20, 30, 40 years to suddenly be like, oh, he did this to me, you know. And something happened in 1980 and now 2020. And I'm not talking about this in particular. I'm just talking, just giving examples. The Bill Cosby thing, remember that? How long had that happened before they finally came out with it? Now, in the case of Bill Cosby, he actually did the stuff, or at least some of it, that he was being accused of, because he admitted it himself. He admitted to, you know, kicking some quaaludes to these chicks, which I have no idea why he made a concession like that, because that case was, what, I want to say like 3 decades old, possibly 4 decades old, something like that. He didn't have to make a concession like that. They got to prove that. I'm sorry. I'd have been like, nah, I don't know what they talking about. So I don't know why he made a concession like that by saying, yeah, you know, he would give quaaludes, because there was really no way that they could prove that. And he ended up going to prison. He's out of it now, but I didn't get what was the whole let's ambush him now. And because it would have been difficult to prove a case like that, you had women that we know he never even met that were still accusing him. So even though he did some of the stuff that he was accused of, we have no idea how many of them women were just simply there trying to get 15 minutes of fame off of his name, off of that. So that's what I mean. Yeah, he did it in this situation, or did some of it in this situation, but you still had a bunch of women that were part of the group that were lying, saying he did this to me when he didn't. So again, I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm just saying that at this time, with just simply saying he did this to me and there's been no proof presented whatsoever, we've got no evidence to back up anything, because that canceling people and taking away their livelihood and all that just by someone saying something. Now he gonna be okay. If, let's say, he were canceled, he'd be okay. He's worth what, $1 billion, so he'd be okay. But that's him. What about your average guy who gets accused of stuff? You know, we done had guys that were students being accused of something. Like, I remember a few years back, there was a situation where the chick, she accused like the janitor or something of assaulting her. And actually, no, it wasn't the janitor. It was supposed to be the janitor. She accused her boyfriend of assaulting her. That's what it was. She accused her boyfriend of assaulting her. And basically, in a nutshell, she was doing terribly at school, and she was trying to use this to get out of paying for her classes. So if there's this big blow up, this big national story of her being done dirty at this school, she now has the cover that she needs to drop all of her classes and not be billed for them. You get what I'm saying? So this is how far some of these women will go to lie for self-gain. Now, the boyfriend, he was able to fight back, and the boyfriend got out of this because he produced text message receipts of her telling him about the plan. So she was telling him about her plan of lying, saying that she was assaulted, simply for the sake of getting out of having to pay for the classes that she was flunking out of. And her original target was going to be a janitor or maintenance guy on staff. That was going to be her original target. For whatever reason, she decided not to point the finger at him and instead blame her boyfriend. This was just a diabolical plan. So she blamed her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was able to fight back because he had the receipts to prove that she was a liar. And it was crazy because her lawyers, they were so pompous in the accusation, but when he started providing those receipts of her lying, just flat out lying, they were like, oh, well, it's not fair for him to provide those receipts, basically, because it makes the conversation just one-sided. Or it was something really absurd. It ain't no conversation one-sided. Your client lied, and you look like boo-boo the fool because you sitting up here defending her, and you didn't know that this plot existed. It's that simple. So it's things like this happening. You know, you've got a situation like Johnny Depp where you have a powerful, high-profile man where the woman was not being honest, and you have another situation where you got just a regular guy, a college kid, who was being accused of something. The woman was not being honest. So that's why I say, hold judgment. It may be hard to, you know, resist the sway of the court of public opinion, but hold judgment, not until we start seeing proof of stuff, because women will lie about these situations. They will. They have, and some will keep doing it because there's never any accountability. When the woman gets proven to be a liar, there's never any accountability. But the man's reputation is ruined no matter what, because the news never puts the same effort into restoring his name that they did in destroying it. And the boyfriend in this case, I didn't quite feel sorry for him because you knew of the plan of what she was trying to do and you were quiet about it. You know, you knew what her plan was. You knew she was gonna accuse an innocent man of something so terrible, and that was going to ruin his life. You knew of this. You're only speaking up about it now because she decided that she would double cross you with the plan. So that sort of stuff, man, when people get caught up in stuff like that, I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for them, because you were all along for the BS until you were on the receiving end of the BS. But I'm going to leave it there with y'all, man. I'm going to continue to walk. Jay-Z situation, it's unfortunate that, you know, this is a thing at all, that he's on the receiving end of these accusations. It'll be certainly unfortunate if they turn out to be true. I mean, it'll be just as unfortunate if this turns out not to be true, because here you'll have, if it turns out not to be true anyway, you'll have another situation where a woman felt comfortable enough to accuse a man of something and know that there would be no repercussions. Now, in the case of Jay-Z, if it turns out not to be true, there just might, actually, because he's been pretty adamant about not paying. I want to see who this is. You're not going to extort me. I'm not giving you a dime. Like, he really moving different than many of the other guys who've been on the receiving end of such a thing. I actually like the way he's been handling this from jump. He didn't wait days to issue a statement and all that. No, he was out there in front of this immediately. So, you know, if you're an innocent man, that's certainly the way to go about it. That's a pretty good start. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.